Have you ever wondered if a woman was flirting with you, only to realize much later that you missed the signs? That moment when you thought it was just a casual brush or glance, but it was actually a well-played move, a quiet message meant only for the man who's sharp enough to notice. Trust me, most guys miss these signals. They wait for the loud, obvious gestures. But let me tell you, it's the subtle ones you need to be paying attention to. So, stick with me. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot when a woman is interested in you and how to respond to keep the connection alive. Number 1. She puts herself in your line of sight. You might think attraction is about bold moves or walking up to you, making a big show of it. But for most women, it's far more subtle. It's about placement. Think about it. She doesn't have to say anything. Instead, she positions herself where you can see her. If you catch on to that, it's already an invitation. For instance, Jake, 32, works at a marketing agency, gets his coffee every morning at the same cafe. One day, he starts noticing a woman who's always there around the same time. She never directly approaches him, but she makes sure he notices her by standing in line just ahead of him or sitting in a spot where she knows he'll see her. At first, Jake thinks it's just a coincidence, but she's setting up the perfect opportunity for him to notice. Most guys miss this. They assume proximity means nothing, but it's everything. Proximity is the first signal. She's giving you an opening without risking rejection. The Stoics had a quiet understanding of presence. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In this case, listening means paying attention not just to the words she says, but to the patterns of her actions. Does she position herself so you'll catch a glimpse? Does she turn her body towards you when you're near? If you catch these details, you'll start recognizing the intentional moves. So, what should you do? Keep it subtle. Make eye contact. Let your gaze linger just a bit longer than usual, and offer a soft smile. That's it. You don't need to go overboard. Just let her know you noticed without making it obvious. Number 2, she adjusts her appearance when you're around. Now, let's talk about those small, seemingly insignificant movements she makes when you enter the room. It's not about big gestures. It's the tiny shifts that say everything. An interested woman will often fix herself adjusting her hair, checking her reflection, smoothing out her clothes, little things that most guys don't even notice. Here's the deal. Women don't adjust their appearance for someone they're indifferent to. These small changes are a sign that she's aware of you and wants you to notice her in the best light. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Observe always that everything is the result of change, and accustom yourself to think that nothing is nature's way more than this." She's not just adjusting herself, she's adjusting the way she presents herself to you. If you catch her making these small shifts, whether it's fixing her hair, adjusting her outfit, or checking her reflection, don't ignore it. This is your cue. Don't call attention to it by saying, "I saw you fix your hair," because that ruins the moment. Instead, hold your gaze a little longer or step closer and let the natural tension build. Number 3, she finds excuses to talk to you. Women don't usually just walk up to you for no reason. If she's making an effort to engage in conversation with you, especially when she could easily ask someone else or look it up herself, that's intentional. She might disguise it as something casual, a simple question like, "Hey, do you know if the coffee machine is working today?" But here's the thing. It's not about the coffee. It's a way to get you talking. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When she asks a question, don't just answer and walk away. Listen. Listen. Engage with her. Ask her something back, and let the conversation flow. Number 4. She creates accidental touches. Touch is one of the oldest, most primal ways of showing attraction. And when a woman is interested, She's a master at making these touches seem accidental, her hand brushing yours as she hands you something, or the subtle graze of her arm when she passes by. These aren't accidents. They're intentional moves, designed to test the waters and see how you respond. The key here is your reaction. Stay calm. If she bumps into you, don't act flustered or overly eager. Instead, respond with a small smile or a relaxed comment, signaling that you're comfortable in her space. Marcus Aurelius said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So, don't overreact. Stay grounded. Let the tension build naturally. Number 5. She positions herself closer than necessary. Attraction often reveals itself in the small shifts in physical space. A woman who's interested in you will often close the gap between you, choosing a seat next to you when there are plenty of other options, or standing just a little too close in line. This is a subtle signal, but it's incredibly powerful. By stepping into your personal space without forcing it, she's showing that she feels comfortable with you and that she wants to be closer. It's a signal of interest without the risk of full-on physical contact. What should you do in this situation? Stay relaxed. Don't rush to close the gap further. Just acknowledge her presence with calm confidence. Number 6. She makes playful, flirty remarks. Humor is a common and powerful tool of flirtation. If a woman is interested in you, she'll often use humor, sarcasm, or playful jabs to test your confidence and see if you can handle her energy. For example, she might say something like, "Wow, you're wearing that shirt again?" It might seem like just a funny comment, but it's an invitation to banter, to see if you can keep up with her rhythm. Your response here matters. Don't get offended, and don't freeze up. Instead, lean into it with a playful response of your own. The Stoics were all about composure, and this is the perfect chance to showcase your ability to stay calm, grounded, and confident. Number 7. She stays facing you, even when it's time to leave. Attraction doesn't always end when the conversation does. Sometimes, it lingers in her body language. If a woman is still facing you, even when the conversation should be winding down, it's a sign that she's not quite ready to let the moment go. She might take a step toward the exit, but her body is still facing you. This is her way of saying, "I'm not ready to leave just yet." Don't rush to wrap things up. Slow down the pace, ask one more thoughtful question, or make a light, playful comment to extend the moment. Number 8. She extends the conversation beyond the moment. One of the clearest signs of flirtation is when the conversation doesn't just end when you part ways. Maybe she'll follow up with a message or reference something you talked about earlier. This is a sign she's invested and wants to keep the connection alive, even if it's subtly. Pay attention to these follow-up moments. They're not just friendly chats, they're signs she's thinking about you and wants to nurture the connection. Don't overanalyze it or give one-word replies. Instead, meet her energy halfway and keep the conversation going in a playful, engaging way. Number 9. She uses the crowd to keep you in her orbit. In a social setting, a woman might find subtle ways to keep you within her orbit. Even when you're not directly talking, she might position herself within your line of sight or nudge the conversation in a direction she knows will involve you. She's not being overt, but she's ensuring that you stay connected, even in a group. The key here is to stay aware. If you notice this, it's a clear sign she's interested. You don't need to do anything dramatic, just acknowledge it with a small smile or a light comment. Let the connection flow naturally. Number 10. She drops hints hoping you'll pick them up. Hint dropping is one of the most subtle forms of flirtation. A woman might mention something she's interested in without directly asking you to join her. It could be a movie she wants to see or a restaurant she wants to try, with the underlying message being, "I'd like you to join me." This is where your attentiveness matters. Don't let these hints pass you by. If you catch them, take action. If she mentions a place she wants to go, suggest going there together. It's about recognizing the signs and responding with confidence. Number 11. She makes the first move in group settings. In group settings, a woman may not always make a one-on-one approach, but she will subtly maneuver to make sure you remain engaged. She might comment on the conversation that draws your attention or position herself in a way that keeps you within her view. In a crowded social situation, it's easy to miss these signals, but if you pay attention, you'll see how she's quietly ensuring that you stay in her orbit without making it overly obvious. Let's say you're at a party, chatting with a group of friends. You glance around the room, and you notice that she's standing just a little closer to you than anyone else, finding reasons to involve you in the conversation. These are not accidental moves. She's intentionally keeping the connection alive, and it's your job to acknowledge it without making it awkward. Acknowledge her presence with a nod, a smile, or by engaging her directly in the conversation. The subtlety here is powerful because it allows her to signal interest while still maintaining plausible deniability. Remember, her subtle positioning isn't random, it's calculated. She wants to see if you'll engage with her without putting herself out there too much. If you notice this and respond with ease, you'll continue to create opportunities for connection in these settings. Number 12, she mirrors your movements. One of the most telling signs that someone is interested in you is when they start mirroring your movements. This may seem like a coincidence at first, but when you see someone subtly matching your gestures, posture, or movements, it's usually a signal that they're attuned to you and comfortable in your presence. For instance, if you lean forward while talking, she may lean forward too. If you cross your arms, she might do the same. This kind of unconscious mimicry signals that she feels a deeper connection to you. The reason it's so powerful is that it happens on a subconscious level. Our bodies instinctively mirror the people we like or feel comfortable with, and it's something that most people don't consciously control. The Stoics often spoke about the power of awareness, of noticing things that others miss. So when you see her mirroring your body language, don't just chalk it up to coincidence. Recognize it for what it is, a subtle yet powerful sign that she's drawn to you. Number 13, she laughs at your jokes, even the small ones. If you find that she laughs at your jokes, even the small, casual ones, that's a big sign of interest. Laughing is a natural way to show appreciation. And when someone is truly attracted to you, they'll find your humor more engaging, even when it's not particularly funny. This is especially true if she laughs at the jokes that are only mildly funny, or if she's the first one to laugh at something you say. It's not just about enjoying humor, it's about signaling that she values your presence and enjoys being around you. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Similarly, a woman who enjoys your company will express that happiness by engaging with your humor. So, next time you tell a joke and see her laughing a little too much, don't brush it off. That laughter is an invitation for connection. It's her way of saying, "I enjoy being around you." Number 14, she wants to know more about you. If a woman is truly interested in you, she'll ask questions that go beyond the surface. She'll want to know about your values, your past experiences, your future goals, things that help her get to know you on a deeper level. At first, these questions may seem casual or friendly, but if they start to get personal, you can be sure she's looking for more than just a conversation. This shows that she's mentally invested in the connection, and she's trying to see if there's potential for something deeper. You might find that she asks things like, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" Or "What was your childhood like?" These aren't just icebreakers. They're ways for her to gauge compatibility and get to know the man behind the exterior. The key here is to be open and genuine with your answers. Women appreciate men who are comfortable being vulnerable without oversharing. Respond with authenticity and let her see the real you. It's in these moments that true connections begin to form. Number 15. She talks about the future, including you in it. One of the most direct, yet still subtle ways a woman flirts with you is by including you in her plans for the future. She might mention things like, "I've been wanting to go to this new art gallery next weekend. Maybe we could check it out together." This is one of the most straightforward signs that she's genuinely interested in you, but she'll often phrase it in a casual way, so it doesn't seem too forward. When she talks about future activities and casually includes you in them, it's a clear invitation. She's testing the waters to see if you'll take the bait and suggest making it a date. This is where you need to be aware of her intentions. If she brings up something you can do together, take the opportunity to reciprocate with enthusiasm. Suggest a time or place, and take the conversation beyond the maybe stage. This move demonstrates a sense of connection and a desire to see more of you, which is always a good sign in the early stages of attraction. Number 16. She gets jealous, but in a subtle way. Jealousy can be a tricky emotion to deal with, but in the context of flirting, subtle signs of jealousy are often a good indicator that she cares about you. This doesn't mean she's going to storm off in a fit of rage, but she might subtly express discomfort when other women are around you. It could be something as simple as her posture changing when a woman enters the room, or a slight shift in her attention when you're talking to someone else. She's not doing it to be possessive. She's doing it because she wants to make sure you know that she's interested, and she's not afraid to show it, even in small ways. The Stoics taught us that jealousy is a natural human emotion, but it should be tempered with understanding and self-control. If she shows jealousy in small, subtle ways, it's likely a sign that she's invested in you and wants to keep your attention. Closing thoughts. Flirting can be subtle, but it's not impossible to read once you know the signs. Women are masters of giving you a glimpse of their interest without risking rejection. If you can learn to pick up on these cues and respond in the right way, you'll stand out from the crowd. Remember, attraction isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about being aware, being calm, and letting the connection build naturally. So, the next time you notice a woman using one of these signs, take a deep breath, trust your instincts, and act with confidence. The game is not as complicated as it seems. It's all about recognizing the signals and responding with grace. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed these signs before, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on mastering your social dynamics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.